All right, guys, I am obsessed with NIO, so let's talk about it. Let's talk about this issue that I have. I love this stock. This stock is great. This company is great. So in this video, what I'm going to do for you, we're going to talk through NIO today. So we're going to walk through just a quick highlight, what stock price is it at? What are we seeing with some of the financials, things like that. Then I'll jump into some catalysts that are upcoming for this company, things we can look into just in case we want to start investing more money into this or get started with investing into NIO. Then towards the end of the video, I will conduct a technical analysis. Now, throughout this technical analysis, I'll be identifying some key support and resistance levels, talking to some patterns, and then giving you my personal opinion for the future of this stock. Now, before I get started, I always ask that you smash that like button below. This like button does do a lot for the channel, does a lot for my videos. It really helps out. So if this video does end up adding value for you, go ahead and smash that like. Also comment below if I miss any details. So in this video, again, I try to keep things high level with a lot of my videos, and sometimes I miss out details. That's fine. Sometimes I make mistakes. That's okay. Let me know below in those comments, let me know what I said wrong, or give me corrections, or give me your thoughts or opinions about NIO. Okay, feel free to share that below. This is an open community. Also, if you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. So we have the 9 to 5 Trader channel, and what you get is weekly uploads. So weekly uploads can be videos like this, possibly videos of your choice. I'm still trying to figure out a good flow for this channel. As of now, I've been doing kind of weekly videos on popular stocks, things like that. So let me know of any suggestions down below in those comments. And then last, we have our Discord channel, which is completely free. We just like to hang out, chat, things like that. That is also new to the channel, so check out that link below, completely free. Hop on in. Disclosure, I am not a financial expert, so take everything I say with a grain of salt. This is just for informative purposes only. You need to do your own due diligence when it comes to your hard-earned money. Let's jump right into the video. So we're going to start off here. Again, let's talk about NIO today. Let's walk through it really quick here. So here is NIO. This is cnnmoney.com. The link in the description. So here's NIO. Currently closed today at a price of $44.77. It looks like it was up 2.92% on the day. That's pretty good. One thing to note here is that this stock is up 1,000% year to date. So is this company a buy? Part of what I want to talk through in this video as well is whether or not you should buy this company. So I'm going to keep emphasizing a lot of these stats because it's just alluding more and more to the potential of this company. So 1,000% year to date. Stock price forecast. I like this chart, but take it with a grain of salt because, again, it's coming from multiple analysts. It's just an interpretation, but it's based on what they're seeing now. And one thing I found really interesting is that conservatively, like lowballing this stock, they're saying it will at least double in the next 12 months. Something to keep in mind. If not, they're saying at least 6 or 7-fold increase. That's pretty substantial. Let's scroll down here. As you can see, we have analysts recommendations on whether or not you should buy, hold, whatever. A lot of them are saying buy. Again, I usually don't refer to this stuff when it comes to investing my hard-earned money. I usually look at what the data is telling me, the card hold facts. Again, this is opinionated, and again, it's not like these analysts didn't do that already, right? They didn't just say, oh, I feel like it's a buy. They looked into it. They're professionals, but again, take it with a grain of salt. Scrolling on down, EPS. So we're still at a negative earnings per share, and that's okay. This company is still new. Now, they're getting closer and closer to approaching a positive EPS. This is great. This essentially means that the share value of the company is growing, thus the ultimate value of the company is growing, and it will pull in more and more investors with that momentum. As you can see here, the last few quarters, we are getting better at EPS. It looks like in this quarter, they smashed projections for EPS by over 30%. Then on this report, nearly 17%. What can we see with this next quarterly report? And as you can see, we are getting better, right? We started off the end of last year with an EPS of negative 2.81, and now they're forecasting a range between 0.8 and 0.4. Pretty substantial, pretty impressive. Sales going up, right? Very substantial. Growth up. Everything is up, right? 60, 103%, 43%, 43%. This company's doing great. It looks good for today. Let's look at some other stats here. As you can see, sitting at a market cap of about $80 billion of the making of this video. Pretty substantial there. And again, they're up over 1,000% year to date and up nearly 1,600% year over year. pretty insane there. So I like the stats I'm seeing. Company's looking great. Let's jump into some upcoming catalysts we need to think about here. So we have a NIO Day that is coming up on January 9th. So NIO Day, it's going to look great. This is where they're going to unveil essentially their new high performance premium sedan model, which is the ET7. So take a look at some of these pictures here. This car looks gorgeous. Now, it's theorized that it's supposed to outperform the Model 3 and supposed to be a little more in that competitive space with the Model S when it comes to a comparison with Tesla models, right? These companies are kind of the front runners in this EV market space. So something to think about there. We also have upcoming December deliveries. So I have very high expectations for this, just like the rest of the world and the analysts that we have, because they have been increasing their growth nearly every month this year. I think there was maybe like 2 months that they didn't, but generally speaking, it has been increasing every month. It's pretty good. It's very good. What can we expect next? Something to really think about. And they usually come out with this report, obviously, you know, maybe a day or two after the previous month has ended. So something we might see to kickstart the next year. And then as the making of this video, we also have the catalyst with Jennifer Granholm. This is just, it's not really a catalyst. It's just kind of more if you're looking to invest in this company. It's just kind of re-emphasizing the fact that with this presidential shift and this mentality in a low carbon emission world, this is just attesting to the fact that this could serve ultimately as a great catalyst for just the EV market space in general. So Jennifer Graham today, this is who Jennifer Graham is. This is essentially Biden's energy pick. This will be his energy person on his board. She came out with a few comments today attesting to, again, the need for a low carbon recovery. We have some initiative there. This is kind of just boiling and adding anticipation to the potential that we see in NIO. So we're going to finish off this video with a technical analysis for NIO. So let's jump right into it. I'm going to start out with a bigger picture. I'll explain everything in this portion of the video. Let's jump right into it. So here is NIO, ticker symbol NIO. And this is the 180-day chart for this company. So this is the last 6 months for NIO. Now I made a very similar video 2 days ago. That's why I said I'm obsessed with this company. But 2 days ago, I talked through some critical patterns that we're seeing here. And I just want to give a quick update on that because I'm pretty excited about that. So right off the bat, here's what I'm seeing. And this was what I identified in the last video. So we found a very key support level about here at this $39.50 mark. So generally around that level. We also saw a little bit of a resistance up here. I just want to highlight it because it did top off there quite a bit at about $48.17. Now, the big thing I want to point out here is everything that you're seeing here is alluding into the fact that this is possibly a head and shoulders pattern. So everything that you see here is essentially a head and shoulders pattern. So this support that I drew in here earlier at this $39 and about 50 cent mark, that is called my neckline for this head and shoulders pattern. The head and shoulders pattern I will depict down below. Check it out. That's what it is. You got your head up top, you got your shoulders on the side. I will highlight that really quickly for you guys who have not seen my previous video. Right? Heads there, shoulders there. Right, generally speaking. Now with this head and shoulders pattern, it'll essentially test about here in this major area, right? So this is kind of the outsides of the head and shoulders pattern. This is a key area. If it breaks through here, which it looks like it won't, if it would have generally descended down pretty quickly here. Now, if it did descend down, typically it's just the height from that neckline to the head, whatever that distance is, draw that from the support or neckline down. And that same gap distance is probably the furthest it would drop down, theoretically speaking. Now, I'm going to quickly clear my drawing set because again, it does look like we approached that neckline. We tested it, bounced right off. This is great news for us investors. Let me clear my drawing set. Let's take a further step in. So now that you saw the bigger picture, right? Big picture wise, we got through a pretty good period of testing. That is phenomenal. So what I want to do next is zoom in just a little bit to make this video a little more relevant to today's stock price. So let's go to the 5-day, 5-minute chart. So this is the last week for the stock, a lot more relevant again for this video. What I'm going to do here is identify key support and resistance levels. Okay. I'm seeing a nice support. It bounced really hard off about that $39.15 mark. Okay. It's my key support. Next, I'm seeing a key resistance generally about this region, which is the $45 and about 25 cent mark. Okay. Now it struggled when I got around here, and just to attest to that fact, right, we're seeing it that it kind of consolidated here. It did break through, so it broke that previous pattern that we had, kind of floated, came back up, retested, rejected, again came down here, rejected, bounced back up. So last 5 days, here's what I'm identifying. Now that we have those key support and resistance levels, it is getting tested again at that resistance. I'd like to see if it can break through here. I'm seeing a couple patterns here. So one thing I do want to note is, generally speaking, at least in the last 3 days, it's identifying somewhat of a bearish flag here. Now that's a little concerning, but again, it's just a pattern. It doesn't mean anything. The only thing that it does mean is that, it's going to do something beyond the current pattern that it's within, right? So it's saying that, hey, yes, within these last 3 days, it is consistently making a pattern of staying in between, this support and this resistance level within this pattern. It's doing a good job of holding that pattern, but this pattern is attesting to the fact of, hey, if it is showing signs of doing something like this in the past, here's typically the result of that at some point in time. And it is saying here again that since it's a bearish flag pattern, if it breaks through this support here, which is currently testing slightly in aftermarket hours today, can it continue back down? We'll see. We'll have to see what happens there. Now, also there is a chance that it could break up, so you never know what could happen. And then if you look a little more intraday here as well, something I do want to note is that there is somewhat of a pennant being developed here. I just noticed this. Again, if I come down from here, and again, all these patterns I will reference in the video for you guys, so you guys know what I'm talking about, and it gives you an opportunity to learn. So usually with these pennants, again, what can happen here, or this flag, it can break through. So it's testing multiple levels right now. It's testing the support of that flag we identified. It's testing the support and resistance level at the same time of this flag pennant pattern, and we also have a test at this resistance level. So there's a lot going on right now. There's a lot that can happen. We might see a breakthrough. And last indicator I want to use, this is called a volume profile. I'm not going to explain too much in detail for the sake of this video, just so you guys aren't overwhelmed. So I'm going to add selected here. I'm just going to go in and change my settings because that is a preference for me. And what I'm going to do is use this to kind of tell me what could happen next. So by doing that, I'm going to take a further step back. Let's go back to the 20-day. So in my last video, I utilized this indicator and I talked about how it likes to float more towards where these big volume spikes are. So for those who don't know, this is a volume indicator, but in the horizontal direction. Just think of it that way. It's saying here's how much volume there was at this price point. I said with this indicator, it likes to gravitate. The price likes to gravitate towards where previous strong volume was. Now, any gaps in that, we could foresee quite a jump in either the positive or negative direction. But what I'm noticing here right off the bat is approaching that favorable point, having a substantial amount of volume here and a lot of shareholders. This is pretty important to note because this can start driving further and further up because it will gravitate likely towards the next hump. It doesn't always have to. It's just an indicator, but it could potentially show that. Now, what I think it could do next is, again, I think it will continue to appreciate if it can break a lot of those patterns that we talked about before. I think it can continue to appreciate, and then here's what will get tested next, and I think we'll see quite a bit of big movement here around this area right here where there's low amounts of volume, and that is about that $50.59 mark. So if it can start approaching, about $49.50, if it can start approaching that, I think it will jump quite a bit that day, or it could retract back down. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. These are just indicators. I hope they helped you out. Now, like this video again, smash the like button, help out the channel, guys. Really easy to do. Please support the channel. It's up to you, but I hope this video served value for you, and that is all I ask in return. Also, comment below if I miss any details or what your thoughts are on these patterns or kind of this flow for this video. I'm just still trying to figure out, again, a good flow for the channel. Let me know below in those comments. I love your guys' feedback. I take criticism very well. So just help me out with that, okay? And last, I always ask to subscribe if you're new to the channel. You get weekly uploads. Sometimes it's daily because that's the pattern that it's been lately, but you never know. But either way, I will be consistent for you guys. You will get videos every week. Regardless, I will make it happen. Hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, and join our free Discord, link in the description. That's all I have for today, guys. Good luck to you the rest of this week, and happy trading.